my challenge to you is to do my job for me. Basically, I want you to teach yourself to reverse. It sounds crazy, and I'm obviously going to be here to keep you safe if needs be, but I kind of want to get out of the way and let you discover this for yourself.
Okay.
So I want you to imagine that you've just taken a little trip to Trago illegally on your own in the car to work out how to reverse. I'm not here, okay? And you're just gonna play around with the car and learn how to reverse.
Okay.
Okay? I'm gonna put some rules on it.
Mhm.
Um, there is no wrong other than hitting stuff. Um, but if it's not going like you want it to, don't think of that as wrong. Think of that as, oh, okay, what have I learned from that? And
Okay.
what can I do differently? And just experiment with it.
Okay.
Don't try and put any um yeah, basically. Let's just give that a go and see. I'm intrigued to see how you go about this um in a good way, but also how we where we end up at. Okay?
Mhm.
Cool. Right, off you go.
I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, that's always the first bit.
What a good starting point.
What have we learned from that?
Not enough gas. I thought that would be accelerating.
I'm not here.
Oh, you are, yeah.
What do you think's happening? You're gonna kick yourself when you're working out.
Did I not turn it on properly?
Yeah, there we go. Ooh,
What was that?
that was the car just wasn't quite in gear this time.
Oh,
You see the difference? Now the car's not on. Okay.
quite scary actually. Do I need to keep my foot on the clutch when, oh, sorry, whenever I'm going back? Or no?
I am not here. Try.
Oh no, because I'm going to mess up your car. Because I'm scared.
Does that feel better or worse?
I don't know. Oh, it's just making me speedy. Oh, I suppose it does help. Where's the bin?
Is that because you're aiming for it or?
No, because I don't want to hit it. I do need the. That's actually not bad.
I like not having to actually do my job. It's good.
Wait. feel pretty good.
Cool. What next?
Well, I've been that way. Need to go that way.
Okay.
That's a bit close. Let's go forward quickly. Been in the bush. You're having fun there sipping your coffee.
Yeah, I'm having a great time. Dizzy.
Lost the bin. Actually lost one bit. Oh, it's there. Give me foot ache.
Take a break if you want.
Yeah, I think that's the car's way of telling me that I do need to take a break.
Okay.
I'm very proud of
Nice. So, what have you learned?
it. I can go backwards, and in circles, and not hit any bushes or bins.
Cool. I like it. What's your next steps then? What's your end goal with this? Like reversing. What do you want to finally be able to do?
Go through backwards, and if I go into a car, then I know how to reverse.
Cool. I like that.
My mum's really good at reversing, so I want to be up to her standards.
Nice. What makes her good at reversing?
She'll just, like, say we're in a back road and she'll come to a car and they don't reverse, she'll go, fine, I'll do it. And then she'll go, woo! And then she's like, yeah, see, this is what a woman is. And I was like, right, okay.
Nice. Okay,
My mum.
so that's the main goal, is to be able to comfortably reverse if you met a car on a country lane.
Yeah, and not panic about it.
Cool. Okay. So, based on what you have currently done, what would your next steps be to get to that point?
I suppose this is quite wide and open, so I have, like, anywhere to go. But if I was in, like, a smaller place, if you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that I wouldn't, like, smash into anything.
Good. Okay. We could do that here in just making, rather, obviously we have a lot of space,
Mm-hmm.
but you could just maybe aim for a smaller space
Yeah.
and see if you get into it.
Mm-hmm. Or, like, backwards parking into a space.
Yeah, if you want. Yeah. Pick somewhere and aim for it.
Hope I could see. Can't really choose a space at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Because I can't see the lines on the floor, really.
Okay. We'll work on that. Um, or you might see them as you start to head back.
Yeah, I can see them, like, here.
Um, One thing I just want to add to, because I think it's going to be really helpful as we move forward. So when we're reversing, one of the key things we need to do is make sure we're being safe, as in not running people over. And obviously here we're like, no man's land, there's no one around here. But if you were outside, I don't know, Sainsbury's or something like that. But what I want you to think about is how you looked around when you thought you'd lost where the bin was. That you were sort of kind of head bobbing, looking around, really hunting for the information.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I want you to look when you're making sure you're safe
Okay.
in the car, because that's how you know that you've looked everywhere.
Yeah.
Because if that bin was a child, you would have missed it if you hadn't head bobbed.
Yeah.
Um, I think probably as a child too. So, okay, so we're gonna go aiming then, are we now? That's
Mhm.
the so similar to what you've just done before, but you're gonna try and you can maybe aim for something and then aim for something else and then keep doing that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Let's do the space first. We'll just go back until I can see the space. I don't know if that's gone.
It's probably better if we start the car first. So.
Is it turning? Slow.
Happy?
Yeah. How far is that in the back? A little bit more space.
Further back.
That's pretty good. Not bad of it, actually.
Yeah.
I can park in lines.
I feel like you just taught yourself to park in a car park.
Mm.
How can we push it a bit more up that challenge?
We're not doing it between two cars yet.
I don't think there is anywhere with two cars, by the way. We'd have to find a different car park.
Yeah. I don't know.
What about you said about country lanes?
Mhm.
Is that what would happen on a country lane? That sort of reversing?
Oh no.
So how can we maybe try and replicate the country lane scenario?
Um. What Um. I suppose you have to like swerve a little bit more because obviously there are like bends.
Okay. What about if we pulled up sort of alongside one of these hedge bits
Mhm.
and imagine that's the car coming towards us and then we reverse next to the hedge?
Yeah.
Should we try that?
I don't want to scratch your car.
Well, I'll be
It's your
different.
decision, not mine.
Maybe not that one because of the bin in the way. Oh no, it's a car coming towards us. No, you want to be further away from the hedge, so no, maybe you would be this close, I suppose.
Oh no. we go, the car can pass me now.
Can I add a challenge to that?
Mhm.
Go start where you started, but this time see if you can finish closer to the hedge. Imagine you have to squeeze through. Okay, start further out. What's it? We'll get closer on the way back.
Right here.
Yeah, let's finish. So we're just going to try and finish a bit closer.
No, there is a car. Okay.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, just go back into gear again. You just weren't quite in gear.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you're
not.
in this gearbox. So.
It
No,
is.
no. You know that's not in because it doesn't feel right. Just go neutral. Try again. No, okay, so now if that doesn't work, you go neutral, clutch up, keep up. So clutch back down. Yeah,
That's bad.
that feels right.
I thought I went over like a nail or something. It's a bit closer. Not as close as I thought, but it's a bit closer.
Try again.
Try down now.
I probably could, but only Jill. Cool. Do you want to put handbrake neutral on? So what did you do? What have you learned from that?
I can get closer to the hedge.
How?
By just the way that I move the steering wheel. It's
Okay.
weird because it's like opposites than how you would drive a normal.
I wouldn't overthink that
Yeah, I don't know.
because I think you do it quite naturally. So I think you
Mm.
get in your head, you'll start steering the wrong way. So what is there anything you've noticed that you maybe need to improve on?
I keep stalling.
Okay.
Is that probably not putting enough on the accelerator or taking it up too much on the clutch?
Cool. Pick one.
Clutch.
Possible. What's it normally in this car?
Accelerator.
Yeah, it's lack of gas. Yeah. What else is happening when we're moving off? Like before we start going backwards,
I'm like rolling forward a bit, so do I need to keep my foot on the brake?
or because where should your right foot be?
On the accelerator.
Yeah, but it can't be on both of those pedals. So yeah, just a little hold. Literally just hold it
Mhm.
and then gas and bike. Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. So maybe just keep an eye on that. If we come to that stop point, just and you're on a hill, which we are here, we're kind of going up this hill, just to use that handbrake to
Yeah.
just kind of reset yourself. Um, Now, again, I appreciate we're fully nowhere here, like no people around, which is why we're here. How do you think you could maybe keep us a bit safer?
Definitely looking in both mirrors.
Hmm? Where did you look when you said that though? Because it wasn't the mirror. When I said to you, where, like, how can you keep us safer? Where was the first place you looked? Sort of over that, like a little
Yeah.
bit that way, wasn't it? Yeah. So I wonder if that's because that side's a bit like blind to you right now.
Mm.
Like that's probably your biggest blind spot. Then you've got like over here. So I think, do you think looking around a little bit more might keep us a bit safer.
Yeah.
Like when you thought the bin was going to be there. Maybe it's like whenever we're reversing, always imagine there's a hidden
Look
bin.
for a bin.
I'm just gonna like go out and like move the bin into different places. Okay, so we've done a bit of like getting used to steering.
Mhm.
We've done a bit of adding a bit of accuracy into our steering. So getting us a bit closer to this hedge, getting us a bit in between lines. What's your next level up?
I don't know. Um,
Because obviously you want to be able to do country lanes,
mhm.
which is good, and we will get at some point go and practice this on country lanes. What else will you need to be able to reverse? What other situations?
Like at my house, you know where like the circle bit is,
Hmm.
and sometimes like if my mum parks upwards, then she'll have to like reverse out and then go.
So like turning round.
Mhm.
Yeah, because that is basically what that is. Yeah,
Mhm.
turning round. Yeah. Any other reversing opportunities you might come across or necessities?
I don't know. When was on bike?
Park in the car. I know we
Yeah.
did parking a little bit there, didn't we?
Mm.
What other parking scenarios might you come across?
Parking long ways.
Yeah, so we call that parallel parking. Okay, so we might need to be able to do that. Do you think that's quite similar to what we just did, though?
Yeah.
Because that's what it is, isn't it? Getting a bit closer to something.
Mm.
We could go maybe go and have a look at that along that with that curve.
What
Like,
parallel
yeah,
parking? Yeah.
try and imagine there's a parked car we've got to reverse around.
Mhm.
Give that a go. When you parked between the two lines over there, like how far of a run up did you give yourself, basically?
Quite a lot, I think.
Yeah, you sort of kind of reversed from like almost next to the bin, didn't you, all the way back
Mhm.
there?
Yeah.
Is that going to be practical?
No.
No, in real car parks. So maybe that's also another step that we can start
Mhm.
doing. Is like, how do we get in a tighter environment?
Yeah.
Which we don't necessarily have to go to the tighter environment. We could just put some rules on, like in here. We could just say, well, I'm not going to go over that line, or I'm going to imagine there's cars in those spaces over there, something like that.
Mhm.
Um, I think I'm here to do some learnery stuff. Kind of stole my idea. That's what I wanted to do. So where they were a second ago, that's kind of where I want you to go,
Like go up to the gate and then reverse.
and then reverse. So like reverse next to the bin.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Let's go give that a go. That's what we do.
Okay.
Just a little bit wider. So okay, I'll do that one. Okay, well, let's put us next to the curb. I want you to start off by going in and just take the clutch off the back of it. Oh, no, no. I want you to imagine that we're on a high street
Mhm.
and there's a whole bunch of people around. Keep us safe.
Can't tell if that's next to the curb or not. Look, it might be a bit too wide. Not wide, too far. Am I a bit far?
I would trust your instincts. If you think something, then I would assume you're right.
Yeah, it's a bit far. That's still really far. that's a lot better.
Cool. What did you learn?
That if I was in a real life situation, then everyone would be very annoyed at me for very, very slow.
um. Okay. So, so the goal there is to do it in less attempts. So per
Hmm.
target. Okay. How do we do that?
I think I just needed to turn the steering wheel more. I was afraid of turning it too much and going too close and like going up the curb, but I can just fix it if that happens.
Cool. Go show me. Make sure we're safe. Can I just challenge you a little bit to
Hmm.
start facing that way? Because we rarely would start already at an angle. That's it. Be safe in both directions. What if someone was walking?
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Okay. Can we do it again?
Do you want to do it again?
Yeah.
Okay. Safe. A bit wider. A bit wider. Let's put some challenge into this.
Oh. That was alright. That's probably the closest one so far.
Do. Okay. Okay. How? So, have we learned anything from that, or that you can maybe the techniques that you'll take into parallel parking in the real world?
Turning the steering wheel enough.
Turn the steering wheel enough. I like it. Good. How are you working all this out? As in deciding what, like, how close you are, or
Nice.
just looking at it?
Mm.
Cool. I like it. Did you feel like on that last one that you were maybe keeping us a bit safer?
I
Looking at,
looked around more.
and they do get it. Like, there really is no one here.
It's just
Um,
just death, isn't it?
yeah, and quite often we talk about people could like come from nowhere, but actually with where we are, we would spot them at least a few minutes before they got to us because we'd
Mm.
see them walking towards us at some point. So, and that's fine. Um, but I just want you to be in that sort of kind of mindset of where we need to look before we move.
Mhm.
So, for example, actually now, if we set off, I would want you to look not because of habit, because actually we've been sat here long enough that someone could
Yeah.
have turned up. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. What's our next steps then? How are we gonna get to this end goal of being a ninja reverser like come on?
Um, I don't know. Doing it faster, but then I don't want to.
No. Okay. Good. I like that idea. Let's not do that. If anything, the times we could do it probably slower. Uh, the yeah, and if it how can so think of like levels basically. So if this is maybe your easy level,
With actual cars.
yeah, want to try that?
Nice. Okay.
Okay, good. So there was obviously a huge intake of breath there. What's your concerns?
Scratching on a car.
Okay, so what could let's share the responsibility of this. So what could I do to make sure that you don't, and what could you do to make sure you don't?
We'll make sure that I'm looking at all my mirrors. don't go too fast. Like, do it cautiously.
Mhm.
You do the same.
I'll do the same. Okay. I'll look around and make sure. I'll stop you if you're gonna. Okay.
We're gonna go up to that car park.
Yeah, we'll probably just the next car park along, and we'll
Mhm.
go in there. Yeah. Okay. Some peacocks.
No, I don't like peacocks. They're terrible.
Oh, another one there. All over. So should we dip into this car park on the left?
So many.
It really is quite a lot. But must have just fed them or something.
Should I do it there?
Yeah. Cool.
Animate.
How's that?
That was actually good.
Very good.
That was good.
Yeah. What I liked is you actually reversed into that space and then straight back in here.
I did not think I thought that was going to be a lot more difficult.
Okay. It's interesting.
I'm very surprised with that actually.
You think that was easier or harder than when you were aiming for just some white lines?
I think it was easier, probably because like I can see the cars better than I can see the lines.
Mhm.
That's really strange.
Yeah, I much prefer parking between cars because you have these two big divides,
Mm.
basically. Okay, I like that. Um, have you got any ideas of what to do next? Your next level?
I'd say parallel parking, but I don't really know how I'd parallel park in this car.
No, but we can go and find somewhere, like basically where you live would be quite useful.
Mm-hmm.
The schools will be kicking out, but yeah, we can go find somewhere along there if we need to.
Mm-hmm.
Can I add a little tiny challenge in before we leave the car park? So, can you see right down the other end of the car park? There's like a white car. I don't know if you can see that, all the white cars in the way. And then there's a gap, and then there's a greyish car
Or if it pops forward or pops
back,
backwards.
backwards in between those. Off you go. Safety.
What's that, my mum? That's a peacock.
Well, my guess is that's a car trying to get rid of a peacock in the way. It's honking his horns and moving.
Again, horrible creatures. Terrifying. I got chased by one at Crazy. That's why I don't like them. No, it wasn't Crazy, it was one. So now I'm despised. This might be a bit.
I'm not sure that's it.
These drivers are definitely not happy that you choose the level to work in between their cars. What? Oh, sorry. I might be too close to the white car. What? Now I definitely need to reverse.
It's installed. Because it's up that hill. it's because you're uphill and twisting the car, so
Yeah.
you need a lot on the gas.
It doesn't want me to reverse. I don't know if I'm going to make it unless I go forward.
I'm just going to pause you there because we are really just going to stop going. We're really close to that red car.
Red car?
No, white car, sorry.
Oh.
We're the red car.
Oh. You just confused me. A bit forward a bit.
I'll keep that gas on.
That would yeah.
Which way do you want the car to go? So. Just stop here.
What, am I too close to it?
Just go straight back to the same place. So just let me help you a second.
Okay.
So just keep off the clutch. Okay. So from here, which is where you got to yourself to a second ago, cool. Just want you to consider where you want the back of the car to go right now. More this way or more that way?
That way.
Cool, let's do that. If that didn't feel right, just do it again. So which way do you want the car to go? Okay. Even more that way. You see that signal's over there now? Now I want the car to go. Bit more turning. Which car are you going to hit now, do you think?
That one.
So what are you going to do? No, back's fine. Just what are you going to do? If you're going to hit something, which way do you want to turn? Yeah. Just maybe a bit more. Just whack that steering around. Whack the steering around. Do you remember when you learnt in the car park, you said if I need to get somewhere, I'll just turn more. This is that moment. You see that? And then what do you do? Cool. Wheel back straight. Just turn that wheel one more time.
That's fine.
Wheel back straight. One more time round. One more time round.
That seems a lot better. I didn't have the thingy down all the way. It didn't even beep at me.
We can go fast enough. So.
That was a lot more difficult.
Yep. Why?
I don't know. Probably because I was more that way, so I had to
Really turn in.
Yeah.
Yep. So we weren't just coming from much from a straighter angle. It's also really tight, actually. Like the space between these two cars is not like if you look at that. If you look in your little tiny mirror, you see that car's wheel is quite close to the white line, and this car's quite close to this white line too. If I was choosing a space, I wouldn't choose this one because you've got, like, it's a bit like you see the car in front. They're parked.
A bit more to the right.
Yeah, so I'd want to park this side of them, not that side of them. But let's keep with the challenge because I don't want to just leave this space now with it being a bit wobbly. So, what did we learn from that? Like when
It's taking really long.
oh, yeah, it's just trying to survive. You can turn it off and then just turn the power back on. So, Um, yeah, what did we learn?
That I shouldn't crash into cars and I need to turn the steering wheel more.
When you're going to crash into cars, yeah. So, a couple of times we came too close to the white car.
Hmm.
What was causing that, do you think?
Probably, I think I might have turned a bit too much, thinking I needed to go more this way to turn back, but I needed to turn more that way to go backwards.
Okay. And okay, so a couple of things I'm going to suggest to sort of maybe help along here. One, rather than looking at just one side, compare the two because
Yeah.
that will help you. Because I think on the way back you were just going, well, I haven't hit the white car, and you were right. It was just really close, but you had so much space over here, and I
Hmm.
think if you
I
look at
was looking more in this mirror.
yeah, I think if you look at both, you see how much space you have here,
Hmm.
and you go, oh, actually, I'll just use some of this space over here. So that's the first thing. And then the other one, I don't know if you noticed this, particularly on this last bit as we came in. So we were heading towards this car, so I asked you what you needed to do, so you chucked a bunch of steering on to get us away from it. But then we came round and then we carried on going round.
Yeah, I didn't turn the steering wheel straight.
Hmm. Now, when you're turning, all of the other times I've seen you turning, and when we're in the car park spinning around and doing loops, you were really sort of just steering based on what the car felt like it was doing. So if it was
Hmm.
turning too much, you just sort of adjusted. When we got down to this sort of slower speed, when it came down to straightening up, you started looking at your steering wheel. You hadn't
Yeah,
done.
because I didn't know, like, because obviously I turned it like twice to get back, but then I only turned it again once, and I forgot that I did turn it twice. So I needed to turn it another time,
Hmm.
but I forgot.
Yeah, and that is one way of trying to work it out. Is trying to remember that. But a better way of working it out is doing what you were doing in the car park, which is just feel the car.
Hmm.
So if the car's twisting, your wheels aren't straight.
Yeah.
So just turn against that twist
Hmm.
until keep turning the wheels until it goes back straight. So I think that's your better option. Is not sort of looking forward, but just sort of like checking that twist and is it turning, is it not turning? Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okie doke. Should we have another go?
I don't think there's any more cars parked there. Sure.
Well, you can just park it again.
It's just going circle.
Yeah. So we go out to the left, sort of loop. I think there's a gap there we can loop through,
Hmm.
do a swing around, and then come around. Now, what was the big thing that made it tricky at the start? Because what was the first thing we did?
I was like straight like that.
Where did you want to be?
I need to be out a little bit more that way.
Okay. So one of the reasons why you couldn't do that though was because you were already on that side. So you hadn't like to twist around. You'd have had to drive into the Fiat. So if we start over here,
Hmm.
you've got space to drive to swing around towards the Fiat.
Okay.
So that's the first one, and then because that then set you up to just reverse straight towards the car.
Right,
Which
so should I come down here, kind of like go pretty much near that space and then come back?
I'd probably aim at the Fiat.
Okay.
Like you could, if you have room, you could absolutely just drive forward and then reverse back.
Hmm.
But that's not always going to be there, so maybe we challenge ourselves to not use that. If this was real life and we were just parking here, well, first of all, I'd park in one of any of these empty spaces. But let's say those two spaces happen to be, and you wanted to park behind here or whatever for whatever reason. Yes, I would drive into them and reverse out. Nothing wrong with that. But let's imagine there's cars there as well.
Okay.
So
Don't go past them.
yeah,
Just
you want to
reverse.
probably be aiming like think about what your goal is there is to point the back of the car towards this space. So if you turn too early, your back of your car is going to be facing the white car. If you turn too late, your back of your car is going to be facing this car.
Hmm.
So it's trying to aim to kind of swing round and point the back of the car at this space.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
right, should we give that a go?
Oh, there's more people.
Yeah, that's good. Makes you look around more. Let's just see.
I got there first.
Swing this around. Cherry Tesla. This guy was having a great watch of you. You're doing your parking.
Yeah.
Oh, there's trees there. It did feel like you could drive around there, but you just can't. Go, just do a big loop all the way around.
Up.
Yeah.
Okay. I know, he was watching me the whole time.
Yeah, I know. I was expecting some sort of round, but I didn't mean that far around. But that's okay.
So all the way around.
I know. Yeah, fair enough.
Oh,
Listen,
where does that go?
I think that comes out at the other end of that bit where I said, but where does that go earlier?
Maybe.
So, which side of the road do you drive on? Good. So the closer you start here, the more room you'll have to twist out. So give that a go. Start right all the way over this side as far as you can. Slow down, and then let's see what we can do. Point the back of the car without hitting the Fiat.
Uh-huh.
Try. See what happens. It's really not loving reverse, is it, today? Safety.
Look, I'm a bit too close to that white car. Yeah.
Okay. So what I want you to do though is remember from where we started that wasn't quite enough around. Okay. So if it looks like that again, you maybe just need to twist around or go a bit further forward, and that would have given you that room. But it feels like you're doing the right thing here. So.
There's an imaginary car there.
Yeah. So actually, if you look over your shoulder now, does it feel like you can get in that space more so than when we were up earlier?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Which way are you going to go though? Yeah. Right now. Take it time. Got both sides, both sides. Slower, 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 slower. Let's really work on just getting the accuracy here by going super slow. Is the car still twisted? Just leave it in neutral for a moment, just roll backwards. Just let it. Is it going to roll? No. Okay, clutch down into it.
And first.
Reverse, sorry.
Oh.
Don't know why reverse is playing up on that
I'm
Sandy.
really confused what way.
Well, move the car onto it and it'll give you the answer.
Ooh.
Oh.
I think that worked. I mean, it was faster than the last time, I think.
Oh, you did do fine. Oh, yeah, well, you've got the skills now.
Yeah.
How was that then? What have we learned?
I keep twisting it the wrong way. I was going to go there and I was going to turn it that way, but then I needed to turn it that way. Or the other way around. I just went the wrong way.
At which point? Oh, when you
you
first
go
set
there.
off. Okay. Any ideas why?
No clue.
What's going through your mind at that point?
I just thought because I was there. So, I don't know, because that would have made me go like that. So, I don't really know why I thought that, to be honest.
Can I throw in a suggestion just based on one way of a billion pupils that make the same mistake?
I've got 2 pupils.
The previous ones. I did used to teach. I'm actually, the whole point of getting the new car is to teach more. So, when you're making that decision and it's not going well, as in you're turning the wrong way, you're looking forwards because it's that bit where you've just set off. And earlier you said, oh, it's kind of mirrored. When you're looking forward, it does feel mirrored. When you're looking backwards, it doesn't. It just feels like I'm turning the way I want to go. So what ends up happening is you turn the wrong way, you then turn around and go, whoa, what am I doing? And then you turn the correct way. So try starting looking backwards for two reasons. One, it means you're going to be safer because you're looking where you're going, but also you'll instinctively turn the correct way.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, that's your sort of kind of potential solution for that. What did we learn about the setup for this?
It's easier to just go like up there, like go as far forward as I can, like to go backwards in the direction of the space. Because
Oh,
the first
yeah.
one I was more like straight along here,
Mm-hmm.
so then I had to go back and then forth and then back and then forth and then back. You know what I mean? But if I set the car up as like where I want it to go, it'll make it easier.
Quite do this. This is the bit like, why the hell have you chose to park next to us?
They've got nice cars on.
Yeah.
I didn't crash.
That's fine. If anything, learner drivers are going to be the safest people to park next to you.
Yeah. Got two sets of brakes.
Like a minute. I think if they'd have turned up maybe 5 minutes ago when we were about a millimetre away from their car, they might have felt differently. I had you covered. I was not going to let you hit their car. Okie doke. So what's on next? Bear in mind that these people are now stealing our challenge. What could our next challenge be? Did you want to go try like on the street or as in parallel parking?
Oh, yeah, if it's quiet.
Hmm?
Because if there's cars around, then I'll feel much more under pressure and then I will screw it up.
I'm more worried about him hitting our car than the other way around. Um, sorry, I didn't hear your answer. I was busy watching him hit his car.
Oh, I said not on a busy road because then if there's other people like behind me, then I'm gonna get full on pressure
Hmm.
and then screw it up.
Okay, that's something we can try out another day. Taking that pressure away. Um, okay, so quiet road.
Yeah.
The road with the community centre on.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah, I think that'll be right by now.
Yeah.
Kids will have gone. What about on the way back though? We do a different like car park and like practice parking. So as we come out of Traco, there's a co-op. You know the roundabout. As you come out, there's like a co-op on that roundabout. How about we go into the co-op and you reverse park wherever you like in that car park?
What, between cars or just
Just imagine you've turned up to co-op and you're going shopping.
okay?
Okay. But you have to reverse. Can't just swing it in because it will be quite empty, so there'll be
Okay.
spaces. Trunk drive.
That was my fault. I didn't even put it in gear. Yeah.
Right, let's go and park the car.
I'll just use a space here. Or is that that's a bit too close to the entrance? I'll go down.
Safety. Good. Can I do these things? Good. Cool. And did you learn anything from that?
I had to go forward again. to get in the right space. Right, turn enough.
Yeah, gotta put more steering on.
Yeah.
The is that a bad thing though?
Doesn't really make a difference. It just add like an extra 5 more seconds onto it.
Right, no. I get it. Like the goal is to not need to. It's like,
I think yeah, go in space.
but it's also just who cares? People do it all the time. Like I still do that quite regularly. If I maybe not got the angle right, or yeah. So I think let's not put pressure on it having to be first time as long as you're comfortable going. Oh, that's not quite right. I'll just nudge it forward and sort it out.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Shall we go do some parallel parking then?
Yeah. What way are we gonna go? The way we came, or?
Yeah, we'll just go back where we came, and then when we get to our estate, we'll go. I'm trying to think the best way around. Let's pull up next to that grey car, and then reverse into the space.
I don't think I'll fit.
Yeah, you'll be fine. So pop an indicator on, and then just stop next to it. I'll do. Yeah.
Is that enough?
Yeah, well, I meant stop, not emergency stop next.
Yeah, but if I didn't emergency, I'd be up there.
Well, you could have started braking earlier. Okay, cool. Right, let's put the car in that space over there somewhere. Don't worry about the indicator now, everyone knows what you do. Okay, we have a curb point. Sort of.
Sort of.
Cool.
A bit farther. I'm in these lines.
What went well on that day?
I turned it right.
Yeah, turned it in the right way.
I just didn't turn it enough to get close enough to the curb.
Cool. That's literally all you need to do differently. Not necessarily turn it more.
Just keep going.
Yeah, give it time.
Before I turn again.
That's the one. I think you turned right too early. Basically, you didn't commit to getting close enough. Good. How did it feel suddenly like having cars around us? Because there was cars coming towards you in both directions at one point.
Not that bad. Just thought I'm doing this. They know I'm doing it.
Good.
So,
How did they know we were turning?
I'm going backwards. And the way I was positioned.
Good. What lights are on the car as well?
Reverse lights.
Yeah. But that's why it's important to put the indicator on to start with, because the reverse lights are on.
Yeah.
So you start with that indicator, and then once the reverse lights are on, the indicator's not important anymore, or as important.
Yeah.
Do we need to stop for those cars, do you think? Sometimes.
I feel in certain situations probably yeah, but probably not on this road because it's wide enough for them to like overtake me.
Would it not be easier for them to overtake a stationary car?
Oh yeah, I just stopped.
Yeah. Because imagine you trying to go around a car and it's moving and twisting.
Yeah.
And trying to judge where to place your car is a bit tricky.
Mm.
Yeah. I think you're right. It is wide enough for it to not be as big an issue, but certainly something to consider. So I think the car's coming this way. Apart from maybe the point where your like front end is furthest out, you're probably all right because you're not blocking them. Cars behind you, if they want to go around you, they're happy to like go around you. So that's probably more worth a. Actually, I'm just going to pause and see what they do. If they stop and wait for you, just carry on. Does that make sense? Yeah, just take that into consideration. What would you do if there's a person like walking along the pavement?
Probably just wait for them to go past.
Good. Why?
Because they might walk on the road for some random reason.
Yeah.
Or fall.
You might just walk behind you. People do that. Um, the or what if you make a mistake and then onto the curb?
Then that's bad.
Yeah, but it's not as bad if they weren't there.
So
So
stop and wait for them to walk past.
yeah, cool. Right, how are we getting out of here?
Do a little reverse. Oh, yeah.
Just wait a second because there's a bus coming as well towards you. Cool. We'll just stop. Oh, okay. I was going to have another go.
Oh.
Too late. See the blue car?
Yeah.
That's your parallel parking car. Actually, we could just use a silver car thinking about it.
Why do you think the blue car?
Okay. I've got my heart set on the blue car now. Anyone behind you? Should we tell that car what we're doing? We're not going to rush, are we? Because it's not really. Us getting out of his way is not that important. How can we make that white car's life easier?
Hmm?
The white car overtaking you, how could you have made their life easier?
I carry on in the game.
Or, because we were swinging at that point.
Stop and then go.
Yeah. Cool. So I want to stop and let this car's past. And should we do that a lot slower? Because I felt like, even though I said don't rush, you definitely rushed. Cool. Right. Is it safe?
Oh, mate, go away.
Put an indicator on, let him know what you're doing. To be honest, he'll get through. We're going, no, we're going back into drive. Into first.
Hmm?
Let's get up alongside the car first, please.
Like that.
Yeah. Okay. Right, take your time. Is it safe first? What's our first?
What is one do to go past?
Which one?
That
I literally can't see anything. A human person, not a car. What about the car? Whoa, 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 stop, stop. If I'm him, I'm not driving past you while you're moving. Okay? It's too tight. See what the blue van does. Let them make the decision. Okay, they're waiting for you, so you
They're
carry
waiting.
on. Okay. Good. I want to be bored by the time you finish this, okay?
Is that better?
You finished?
I think so. We'll go forward a little bit.
Finish your wheel straight. Yeah, you were alright the first time. Always a good idea to do that as you're stopping, because as you're stopping, you've got context because the car was going that way, so you instinctively would have just chucked it back straight. Okay. Okie doke. How was that?
Apart from the other two cars, I
Yeah.
think that was a lot better because they went a lot slower.
Good.
And I turned a bit later, so I was closer to the curb.
Yeah. I always feels like you're about to hit the curb, and then I look and you're like, nailed it.
You know, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, am I going to hit him or not?
What would you do if you were going to hit the curb?
Stop,
And then
go forward a bit, and then do it again a little bit slower.
could do. So you could
Or
do.
just turn more.
was a good choice. Because you weren't turning full lock actually, so you could have just chucked on some more steering. I like that. You could absolutely just go forward, back out there, and then swing it in a bit earlier. You could, if you think about your car at that point, so you'd be like that. You could just tuck the front end round,
Yeah.
a bit like you did in the end here, and that would actually bring you into place. So that's always an option. The big one is don't hit the curb, because that will smash up the tyres.
Yeah.
And we just got new tyres in this class, so that's not. Um. Okay, let's talk about those people, because that's probably your biggest thing right now.
What, the cars or the pedestrians?
The cars, because I
Mm-hmm.
think you actually waited nicely for the pedestrians. So yeah, what were your thoughts around those people, the cars?
Well,
Sorry.
I thought I should have stopped earlier for that van, whoever it was. But then I thought they were kind of assumed that the person behind me was going to wait, and they might not have waited.
Yeah, I get why you would assume that, because a lot do,
Hmm.
a lot don't. I don't generally. I just go around people like, well, partly because I've seen you guys stress out, and actually I think me getting out of the way just stops you stressing because I'm not there anymore to stress about.
Yeah.
Um, but okay, so you assume the car behind was going to wait,
Mm.
but we need to check that. How did you know they were waiting? Like once we did check, what was your like
Because I was like stopped for some time, and they didn't show any signs of wanting to take
cool,
over.
good, so yeah, and I think that's the way forward. Yeah, the car coming towards us definitely wasn't waiting. Um, and he can only really fit past us while we're in a straight line.
Hmm.
The second you start turning, you block the road. We need to speed more. That I think is your next step. Is like I feel like so. If you think about our goal today was for you to teach yourself to drive, reverse even.
Teach myself to.
Well, to be
Yeah.
fair, you've done that pretty much all the way through as well. Um, so where do you think you're at?
I think it's good. It's been a good start.
Yeah,
I think it's
and
just perfecting it.
okay, and how's that happening?
I don't really know. I would say getting it first try, but like you said, not everyone can do it first try.
You know? So that's interesting. What does perfection look like if it's not necessarily always getting it in first
Just
time?
being able to do it confidently.
I like that. Good. And how do we get there?
Just practice.
Consistent. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So is this something we can maybe just keep chucking into lessons then going forward?
Yeah.
Is um, maybe just chucking in the odd one as we go around, or if we need to, we can specifically go and have a look at different scenarios. Okay, I like that. What do you think your weakest part of reversing is? The bit that we need to maybe focus on more.
I say I'm probably making sure I steer enough and go back enough before I do the second steer.
Okay,
Um,
is that on all types of reversing or just this one?
Mainly this one,
Okay.
but I think it's at the second one we did in Traego, I needed to remember which way I was steering
Hmm.
because I kept steering the wrong way.
But I do think that is because we talked about like you looking ahead
Yeah.
or not moving. Trying to make a decision while not moving is always a bit tricky. And then the second you set you did it actually in Trago where you sort of did that. It might have been on the parallel park actually. You did that and then moved and went nope the other way. Sometimes you just need to do that while you're building up that instinct.
Hmm.
Good. Okay. I'm happy with that. I think you've nailed the whole how to reverse part.